video conference. I'm John Delapino from the NHL's Communications Department. Before we begin, we at the NHL and NHL Players Association would like to send along our best to all of you and your families for good health. We'd also like to thank the members of the media for your patience over the last couple of weeks as we've tried to give our players an opportunity to deal with recent events and the resulting upheaval to their personal lives. And we thank you for the questions you submitted. Finally, a reminder, this is the 7th in a series of divisional-based calls. We had 2 Thursday with Metropolitan Division players, 2 Friday with Pacific Division players, 2 with Atlantic Division players yesterday, and 1 final call right after this one with more Central Division players. All are posted on NHL.com in our Pause Bench collection and should be available shortly after they're completed. And with that, we welcome Roman Josi of the Nashville Predators, Alex Pietrangelo of the St. Louis Blues, and Jonathan Toews of the Chicago Blackhawks. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us. Let's get started. Let's just go around this virtual room. I'll just ask you, where are you, who are you with, and how are you holding up? Roman, let's start with you.
I'm in Nashville, in my house. My wife is here, got 2 dogs. Same as everyone, staying home as much as we can, and playing with the dogs, trying to work out at home, and trying to do what we can.
Thanks, Roman. Jonathan, how about you?
Yeah, same. I'm just here in Chicago with my girlfriend and a little Yorkie, and that's about it. So it's pretty quiet compared to Petro's house, it sounds like.
Well, we've been waiting for this one, Alex. Last but not least, what is going on in your world?
Yeah, it's a little wild over here. 3 kids, 2 dogs, wife. Trying to stay in as much as we can, trying to be careful. We've got the kids. And I'll tell you what, the kids can do some damage in the house in a 2-week span and you keep them inside too long.
So on all these calls, it's pretty much broken down. If you have kids, you're just, how do I get through this day? And then get some quiet time. And if you don't have kids, it's how do I get through this day? There's nothing for me to do. Alex, just try to explain to these 2 guys what your days are like.
I was laughing last night because I said there's not enough time in the day. I'm not even working right now, and I can't even find enough time to do something for myself. It's the exact same thing. We wake up, eat breakfast. I have my morning coffee. So is my wife. And today we watched The Good Dinosaur. Went upstairs, played a bit. I can hear them running upstairs right now. They're screaming because they want to go outside. So they're going to go outside and then take a nap. Do the same thing in the afternoon, wake up and do it all over again tomorrow.
Sounds like your lives, Jonathan and Roman?
A lot different. It's pretty relaxing here. I mean, first thing I worry about is about my coffee in the morning. Try to get a workout in, run around with the dogs outside a little bit, but that's about it. It's pretty quiet.
So
everybody,
go ahead. I'm sorry, John.
No, I can't complain. Still find stuff to do. I moved into a new place during the season this year, and I think you guys can all agree during the year you kind of put a lot on the back burner with how busy the schedule was and all that. So just catching up, calling some friends, little things I don't really have time to do when we're in season. So
you guys are all at the stage of your career where you know how to work out, you know how to ramp up for things. And I'm just wondering about, A, not having team facilities to use, and B, not knowing when you're going to start again, how much that complicates what you're doing physically. Alex, do you have any time to do anything physically? And if you do, how are you dealing with it?
I got a gym at home, so it's not too bad for me, but they take a 2.5-hour nap in the afternoon. So that's when I get the opportunity to do it. But I think the hardest part for me is the unknown of when we're actually going to start. So you're trying to train as if you're going to play, but I mean, nobody really knows what's going to happen. So you're not trying to overdo it, but you're trying to take a break. And I think the other 2 guys, I mean, you guys will agree, it's more just a timeline we need just so we can kind of figure out what's going to happen here, whether it's play or not, just at least have some sort of guidance.
Yeah, jump in, guys.
Yeah, I mean, same for me. I'm kind of like I feel like you're kind of in summer mode. Just trying to do some workouts at home. Actually, I didn't have a gym, so I bought a bunch of stuff and kind of built a little gym in my garage. But yeah, it's like Pietro said, it's the timeline. You kind of in summer mode and you just trying to stay in shape. But hopefully we got a timeline soon so you can adjust your workouts a little bit.
John?
Yeah, I think it is hard to tell. I know that first 3, 4, 5 days after we basically woke up in the morning on Friday morning, we played Thursday night. I forget who even played at home, but they said we'll come to the rink, and it just kind of, the season just turned on a dime just like that. So since then, it's kind of didn't have that motivation to do much the first 4 or 5 days. And then since then, we're kind of getting back and riding the bike and thinking, hey, like at some point this has to wrap up. We got to go back to our normal lives, and just not sure when that is. So hopefully it's sooner rather than later.
All right, let's go to a couple of questions that were sent in by media members. We'll go to each one of you individually. Alex, Sean Leahy from NBC Sports wants to know, have you spoken to Jay Bouwmeester lately, and how's he doing?
Yeah, Bo's good. He's still here. His plan was to be here no matter what. I think once he got some clearance from the doctors, his kids are in school here too. So I think once he wraps all that up, maybe he'll try and get home if the doctors feel comfortable. But, I mean, we all kind of live in the same area here, so guys are stopping by and seeing how he's doing, and he's out and about walking when we see him. And he was at the rink pretty much every day that we were home when we were playing. So that was kind of a breath of fresh air for us, knowing that he's out and about and hanging out with the guys. I'm sure he needed a break to get out of the house too. He's got 3 kids, so probably drops him off at school and needs a change of pace. But he's good. Probably a bit of a lifestyle change for him. But other than that, he's hanging in there.
Thanks, Alex. Jonathan, Mark Lazarus from The Athletic sent in several questions, but we'll start with this one. Rocky Wirtz said last week that same leadership group will take you guys forward. How do you feel about where the franchise is? And it seems like you guys, as much success as you had, it was a relatively short time. You seem to be back on the upswing now. And how confident about that do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, regardless of what's going on in your organization, I think your job as a captain, as a player, and I mean, for myself and for the other guys that have been in our room for a while, is just to focus on getting the most out of ourselves, but getting the most out of our group. And I think we went through quite a few serious injuries with key players, guys that had, experience in the playoffs, but I think that brought that character and that leadership in the room as well. So that definitely hurt us. But on the other hand, we got some young players who are learning and getting better really quickly. And I think we showed a lot of signs this year, even if we weren't sitting in a playoff spot right now, that we're right on the edge. I mean, we had St. Louis, with a lead in their own building a couple of times, but we found ways to blow it. So it's just that experience and playing against the top teams and, getting back to that level that we know we can be to be a playoff contender.
Hey, Roman from Adam Vingan at the Tennessean. Can you just talk about what Nashville has been like in the last couple of months? Tornadoes, I mean, it's been a tough time for your adopted home.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, start with the tornadoes and obviously now with the coronavirus, but it's been a tough month for our city. But I think if you take one thing out of it, you saw when the tornado happened, how this community came together and how everyone was helping each other. It was pretty cool to see, and it shows how tight of a community this city is. And same with the virus right now. I mean, everybody's trying to stick together. We're all in this together, so it's pretty awesome to see how this city has come together in the last couple of months.
Alex from Tracy Myers at NHL.com. Obviously, we know there are more important things going on in the world, but let's talk hockey for a second. Took you a long time. You win a cup, and then you're having a great follow-up season, which doesn't often happen to teams that won a cup, and you're on the verge of going into the playoffs. How frustrating is it for a pause at a time like this?
Yeah, I think we had some momentum too. It's frustrating. I mean, right now, I don't think any of us are really thinking about we're just, more worried about taking care of ourselves and our loved ones. But I think at the time, it's frustrating. But again, we're all optimistic that maybe we'll have a chance to play again this year. So maybe we'll have the opportunity. The good thing about, the break, if we get one and get back, and I'm sure Johnny and Yost are saying the same things. This is, this time of the year, everybody's banged up. I mean, you go through a lot during the year. So it could be an opportunity, I guess, for us to maybe rest up. And I'm sure these guys are saying the same thing. So if we do get back, it'll be one hell of a playoff.
All right. Jonathan, tell us about the Today Show birthday call for Declan. How'd that come about? And did you hear back at all?
Yeah. I guess at some point we'll see our little buddy Declan there, and I think the sign that he held up, I think on one of our post-game show said something like "I'll never give up" or something like that. So it's great to see that we got some little fans out there sticking with us, thick and thin, and so I'm decided to send them a little message there since they're going to highlight that whole thing on the Today Show. And thought I heard all the different pronunciations of my name, but that was Tavis or something. That was a new one, so it's pretty good. It's pretty funny.
I wasn't going to bring that up. Well, Alex has heard a few pronunciations of his last name.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've seen it butchered so many different ways. I mean, I usually get the idea, but I'll tell you what, I don't know what some people are thinking when they look at my name, but I mean, I guess I understand.
Yeah, as an Italian, I feel your pain, Alex. Roman, you probably heard a few good ones too about your last name when you first started.
Yeah. People kept asking me actually how to pronounce my last name, and I wasn't even sure how to pronounce it in English. I know how to say it in German, but yeah, I've heard Josi, Josi. Yeah, there's a bunch of different ones, but I think people are kind of sticking to Josi now.
So speaking of wacky things pertaining to you, did you see the Chris Mason video?
I did, yeah.
What did you think?
It was pretty funny. He's come out with a bunch of videos since then. I mean, he did that one of him working out too. I don't know if you know Mace. He's such a funny guy. He travels with us, and I actually played with him for a year, and he's an awesome guy, really funny guy, and yeah, he definitely shows his personality on social media right now.
He's probably one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
One of the best teammates you could play with. Yeah. Like I said, he still travels with us. He's such a funny guy and such a nice person.
All right. Here's another one. We'll start with Jonathan, but then we can go around. So Mark Lazarus wanted to know, you survived 5 years of rooming with Patrick Kane. So which teammate would you most want to be quarantined with, and which teammate would you least want to be quarantined with, and why?
Most, I guess I start with the most. I'd probably say Corey Crawford. He's just kind of an easygoing guy, and whatever you want to do, he's down for whatever. And I'd say least, since I roomed with him for so long, I'd have to say Kaner. There's some ups and downs through that relationship there.
You stopped talking, so I guess you don't want to be more specific.
Yeah, leave it at that.
Alex.
Let me think about this one. Most probably Parayko, because he's that guy on your team that's too nice and he wants to do everything for everybody. So he'd probably bring me bed and breakfast and do all the chores. I wouldn't have to do a single thing. And then least, I got to answer this one carefully. I want to go with I hope David Perron's watching, because he's the loudest guy I've ever met in my entire life. So sometimes you just need a break from him.
All right, Roman, your turn.
I'm gonna go with Bonino to quarantine with. He's a good chef. First of all, he likes to cook, so he will cook some good meals. He's a pretty smart guy. Reads a lot of books, so make me read a little more too. And he's good at ping pong too, so we could have some good ping pong battles. And then least, I'd probably go with Johansson. I feel like we'd be a bad team at home. Our house would get pretty messy. I don't know if he's a good cook either. He makes some great Brussels sprouts, I know that, but other than that, I don't think we'd be a great team at home.
All right, same theme. You're all captains. How are you keeping your group together? Are there group chats? A couple of other calls, guys said some of the group chats get a little weird and they almost had to cut them off. But how are these going? Go ahead, Jonathan, start it off.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really mention too much what's going on in the group chat, but there's some pretty pretty popular memes that you guys have probably seen, and those are definitely going around. So a couple laughs, guys trying to entertain themselves. So
Same here, man. I had I can't say it, but there was the one meme. My kids love playing with my phone, so my kids are scrolling through the team chat. And I'm like, oh no, not a good time to scroll through that. I'm gonna put the child lock or delete on this one, but that thing keeps me busy. Let me tell you, that thing's going off like 50 times a day.
Yeah, same here. I mean, it's fun. We got a Snapchat too. We got a Snapchat group, so there's a lot of videos, a lot of pictures, and a ton of pictures and videos of kids doing fun stuff. So it's always fun to watch.
All right, let's try this one. Other two guys on the call, what is the thing that you miss the least about playing against them? You guys all battle against each other in the slot, front of the net. Alex, what do you miss the least about playing against Toews and Josi?
Well, Josi seems like always score against us, so take that one away. And then Johnny's just a pain in the ass to play against. I battled a lot with these two guys, more so Johnny because he's a forward, but we've had a lot of battles. It's a pain. But you know what? You got to welcome those battles. I think right now we miss those battles. I don't know about you guys, but we could probably use a few of those battles against each other.
Yeah, John, go ahead. Jump in.
Yeah, I'd say, I mean, the same thing. I'm up against these two guys most of the time, and they're not just great D-men in their own end, but they'll make you have to worry about them in your own end as well. So, I remember being on the same team as Petro in Toronto for the World Cup, and having to stand in front of the net one time, and he's letting one rip, and I thought it was aimed right at my chin, but somehow whistled it right by my shoulder, top shelf. So it's kind of nice to be on that side of things for once. But yeah, there's like Alex said, there's some great battles in the corners and all over the ice. But I think we've had some great playoff series against each other over the years too, where there's been some hatred, but I mean that's what the game's all about. So at this point, we know the fans are missing it, we're missing it, and obviously we want life to go back to what we're used to.
Roman?
Like Pietro said, obviously see a lot more of Johnny as a forward, but I mean, just chasing him around in our zone for I don't know how long, and can't take the puck away from him, trying to cross-check him, and just him around the net. It's not fun as a defenseman. You can't really get the puck off him. So, like you said, we had some really good battles against Chicago, some really good playoff series. We all miss it. And Pietro, obviously St. Louis, it's always a grind. Our games are always a huge grind. I mean, he's just such a presence on the ice. I think. I kind of like to skate the puck up the ice, but skating towards Pietro, I'm kind of just get it deep or shoot on net. So it's not really worth it. But
I hear you.
It's always a great battle against those two guys.
All right, let's see if we can figure out what's getting you guys through these things. Binge TV, music, or books. Let's start with TV. Alex, at the end of the day, do you get an hour or so with your wife that you can quietly watch something?
I spend my hour cleaning. Last night I cleaned and my wife was watching Harry Potter. So that pretty much sums things up around here. And then cartoons. That's literally all we have on our TV. I only need like 3 channels.
I'm imagining it's different for you other two guys. Jonathan, what are you watching these days?
The last few nights, getting into the 3rd season of Ozarks. I think that's
phenomenal.
The show that everyone's into. And I mean, I love it. I think it's great. Other than that, not a whole lot. I'm really starting to feel bad for Petro over here.
No, it's all good. when you have your own kids, you'll realize that it doesn't matter. It's just part of life. It's all good.
Roman, what are you watching?
I think I watched Tiger King like everybody else, it seems. That was pretty good, but surprisingly, I haven't been watching that much TV. We watched The Stranger on Netflix. And other than that, I haven't been watching that much TV. I've been playing some Xbox, playing some Call of Duty, some NHL. But yeah, I haven't watched that many TV shows.
All right, this was a dangerous question last time. I did say books to people, and a couple of guys looked at me like, "Are you kidding?" But books, music, the album that would get you through a time like this. Roman, start with you.
You know what? I bought like 3 books, but I haven't started one yet. So I got to get on that. This is a good reminder.
And music?
Music depends. I listen to a lot of like house music when I work out, Tiesto, Oki, stuff like that, just kind of EDM. And like at home when I'm just chilling or cooking, I listen to a lot of country.
Okay. John, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I have one book, but I haven't really gotten into it yet. Mostly music, just the deep house, kind of chill, kind of relaxed house music that just kind of, I don't know, it's just relaxing, not much going on. And listen to a few podcasts here and there, mostly Joe Rogan. I think he had a couple guests on that were pretty good as far as just talking about everything that's going on with the coronavirus, the epidemic, and all that stuff. And it's one thing to see what's going on in other cities and all around the country when you turn the news on and you watch some of these press conferences, but it's nice to kind of educate yourself a little bit more on what's going on.
Alex, is the music controlled by the kids too?
Sometimes, yeah. We're big Stapleton and Lumineers fans, so we don't mind putting that on during the day for the kids. That's pretty much all we got going on in our house. And books, it seems like I'm the same as the other guys. Buy them, but I don't read them.
Here's one out of left field. If you could pick one game that you played in, or maybe even that you didn't play in, that you'd like to rewatch, if you had 2.5 hours, what would it be, Alex? Thinking it's probably an obvious one for you, but go ahead.
Yeah, this one's a little. My kids. When I say Stanley Cup, they grab like a cup and they'll put over their head. So that one we played in our house before because the kids keeps them quiet for maybe 45 minutes, an hour, and actually get something done.
Jonathan probably have 3 obvious ones, but do you have a not obvious one?
What was your question again?
A game you'd rewatch.
Oh, game I'd rewatch? It was definitely a couple against St. Louis and Nashville, but we won't go there. Yeah, it's funny just because, I've definitely had the time to sit back and watch these 2 guys in the playoffs and the runs they've been on the last few years. Well, I'm just sitting at home in April, May, June. But I feel like the last time we won in 15, Tampa was kind of that first example of just where the game was headed. They had smaller D-men and forwards that could skate, and it wasn't as physical of a series as we had maybe against Anaheim in the conference final. But I feel like that's where the game has really gone nowadays, that every team can skate. They got forwards and D-men on all 4 lines that can fly. So just been watching some of those games and seeing how it compares to the playoff games in 15 and 13 and in all those years. And it's the game's definitely changed a lot for sure. We lost him.
Oh.
He disappeared.
He's gone.
Must be it then, boys.
Yeah.
Nice chatting with you.
All right.
Get back to it, Petro.
I was watching. What was I watching the other day? They had like an old one, man, like 30 years ago. It's crazy how different the game is.
Oh, it was Chicago, Pittsburgh, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just like, oh man, it's changed.
It's pretty fun to watch those old ones.
Oh yeah,
it's awesome.
Goalies are the best part.
Yeah.
You ever go on YouTube and check out like Rock'em Sock'em? I'm sure you guys had that growing up, but when they play the highlights of a whole playoff series, and it's just one hit after another. It's like literally one suspension after another. It's unbelievable.
More hits than you'll see in a week now in the NHL, probably once. It's crazy, man.
So you guys aren't going home, or what are you guys doing?
No, I'm staying here.
No, I'm staying here too.
Okay.
I mean, the dogs and the wife is here, so
I mean, if
Yeah,
they say
Stanley.
like we're not playing, then yeah, maybe I would because we have a place up there. But for now, it's just not really worth it until we find out what our plan is. What about you?
A lot of the guys still in St. Louis then, or what?
Yeah, there's probably, as far as I know, maybe 5 or 6 that went back, and maybe not even. Everybody else is still here. Weather's good, so.
Well, you think you guys, like most guys have houses and yards and stuff they can hang out? Because here
Yeah.
guys cooped up in apartments in a high-rise downtown. It's like, I think a lot of guys left pretty much. So
We maybe have
Hey,
3 guys,
You
4
guys,
guys.
it's,
Condo.
sorry, it's
Probably-
Brennan here. Della's still trying to connect. I don't know what happened there, but I think he was going to go to, if you guys had a message to deliver to your fans, whether it's in St. Louis, Chicago, or Nashville, or around the world, can you guys do that in Roman? If you can do it in another language as well, that'd be great. So,
Fancy.
okay.
where do you want to start here?
Go ahead, Johnny.
Message to the fans. Well, I guess I'd just say, first of all, we love our fans. We miss them. We miss seeing everybody at the United Center. Obviously, this is a crazy time, a tough time for everybody. I think the biggest thing that we can learn probably is no matter what your background, what your political views are, I think we all kind of are coming together on this, and that's just the biggest thing. I think you guys all know what it takes to have a winning hockey team. You have to have everybody come together, and I think that's the biggest message right now is coming together with your family, your friends, your community, and wait this thing out. We got to do what we got to do, and we'll get through it.
Jonathan, if you wouldn't mind, sorry, I'm back. If you wouldn't mind, maybe in French a little.
Oh.
Un message à tous les fans de hockey à Chicago puis tout le monde. Évidemment, c'est pas le fun d'être pas en train de jouer, pas dans la saison, puis c'est un temps difficile pour tout le monde. Alors, on a beaucoup d'espoir, beaucoup d'amour, beaucoup de support à nos communautés, nos amis, nos familles. Puis c'est un moment difficile, mais on va passer ça ensemble.
Thanks, Jonathan. Alex?
Pretty good. Same thing that he said. We obviously miss being down there. I think all of us miss playing in front of the fans, competing. But being home with kids and being around my wife's family and grandma and grandpa, I think it's just important that we all do our part because it's even if you're healthy, you don't really know if you're carrying it, and you got to protect the people around you and other people in the community. So the more we do our part now, the quicker all this goes away, and hopefully we all get back to, getting the games and life going back to normal. So I think the important thing right now, as much as we want to play and as much as the fans want to come down, we got to make sure we stay healthy so we can kick this thing because there's a lot of people affected out there. But again, like Johnny said too, I think it's impressive regardless of, political views or opinions or whatever you want to call it. It's pretty impressive to see everybody come together. This is something that we've never seen before. So just got to make sure everybody sticks together.
That Alex. Roman, I'll ask you to do double duty just like Jonathan.
Okay.
Start in English and then surprise us.
Yeah, I mean, I can only agree with those two guys. It's we all got to come together, and I think, like I said before, this past 2 months have been very challenging for, especially the city of Nashville with the tornadoes and now this. And when the tornadoes happened, you saw the city come together and help each other out and be a strong community. And I think it's the same thing now. It's a little different, obviously. You got to stay home. You got to do your part to stay healthy and make sure everybody else is healthy. And I think it's also important to thank all the people that are still working, that are keeping us safe, that are keeping us healthy. You guys are heroes, and we're so grateful for all those people. And like those two said, we miss hockey. We miss playing in front of the fans at Bridgestone, but it's more important to be safe and to be healthy right now, and hopefully we'll be back soon. Do you want me to do it in German or Swiss
Please.
German?
Try Swiss German. That'd be great.
Swiss German. Für alle Leute in der Schweiz, es ist eine sehr, sehr schwierige Zeit. ich glaube, es ist extrem wichtig im Moment, dass wir alle zusammenkommen, dass wir zusammen haben. Es ist sicher nicht einfach, aber ich glaube, wenn alle ihren Teil dazu beitragen und daheim bleiben und schauen, dass alle gesund bleiben, hoffentlich geht es schneller vorbei. Und ich will sicher auch allen Leuten, die immer noch am Arbeiten sind, allen Leuten, die Leute helfen, dass die Leute gesund bleiben. Es ist nicht eine einfache Zeit, aber das sind Helden. Und wir sind extrem dankbar für euch alle. Und ja, hoffentlich, dass können wir gleich wieder zur Normalität zurückkommen.
Thanks, Roman. Well, Alex, Jonathan, Roman, I want to thank you for taking the time today, for being three pros who showed how unimportant it was to have a host on this call, and for telling the people important things that we need to hear. It's great to have you. Next time we see you, we want you to be in skates and in your jerseys and going at it. Thanks again. Have a good afternoon.
That's good.
Thanks,
Thanks, guys.
See you, boys.
See ya.